All right, so third week of Teacups. We'll continue the Teacups. And yeah, you can see when we do this exercise, right, when I started talking about the single whip, but adding these rounding the hand exercises, right, it's really teacup movements, right? And it's just from straight forward until we start rolling and spiraling and really tight or really large, right? But you can start to see in the teacups if you wanted to do that, right? It could be open hand, right? Or you could start rolling, really rolling the hands and grabbing, right? And doing that fist, right? So you could do that fist and come out, right? So this movement here, right, it's really the teacup movement. It's just one cycle of the teacup movement. But if you drop the hand all the way down, it's the same movement, right? Or not? Yeah, it's the same movement. Right? So doing it small like this is really the teacup movement. Just a small circle, and then a bigger circle, and then a bigger circle, and then a bigger circle. And we didn't do it the first 2 weeks, but if you do one hand, right, you can extend all the way out. So let me see if I go sideways, right, turning and dropping. As I turn, right, you can extend and reach. So extending the fingers, letting this open and stretch, not stiff, right, and then coming out. Or you could extend and from here just fold right in so the hand comes straight in from here. Right? It would be close to you. Right? It would be, if I'm reaching straight out, it's still, I'm going to fold this joint, drop the shoulder, and be straight in, and I'm looking on here. And then the teacup would come, right? So turning out and down, right? Turning, turning, turning. The palm would turn over, so the palm is facing away from you and turning. And as I'm turning, I'm extending. So turning, extending, drop the shoulder and elbow. And as I turn, it's still extending and pulling, and I'm drawing it back in, right? So if I had a flat wall over here, right? If this were a flat wall, right? It's just coming straight against the wall from here, and then coming down. And so and it's coming around, pointing all the way to the front, and it stays in that plane from here, and then dropping, and then the teacup, right? So it's another modification to the teacup. Right? So coming out, extending, feel your shoulder dropping and opening, extending, stretching, right? And then folding into here, pulling from here, and then tucking down, and then pull the spine, turn the waist, and then that's it. Comes out, and then down. Right? So it extends, let the body turn, fold into the shoulder, draw it back, tuck the elbow, and turn the waist, and that's what sends it out. Okay? And then if you want to add to that, to develop the abdomen, as you come out, you take a deep breath. You take a deep breath, and then as you come back, you purse your lips and you blow against your arm, right? And you're gonna feel your abdomen. So you come out, take a deep breath, and then relax, regular breathing, and come down, and then a deep breath, and blow. And then regular breathing, and come down, and then deep breath. So you really blow hard against the arm as it's coming back, and then you can feel it's going to work the abdomen. So you only do one or two, just a few. But if you do 10 in a row, that would be a lot, right? And both sides. Right? So you do the other side, same thing. Come out, right? Extend, reach. It's extending, stretching, deep breath. And you feel it blowing right across the whole arm. And down. And then turn and extending. Drop the shoulder, open. Yeah, so abdominal work doesn't just have to be crunches, right? And leg lifts. When you blow like that, you can feel the abdominals tensing. And don't forget to pull the spine and release. Deep breath, pull the spine. And then switch one more time. Extend, feel the shoulder drop, extend. Relax breathing. Pull the spine. Extend, breathing in, deep breath. Tuck the elbow. Extend and down. Yeah. Deep breath in. One more time, extend. And then switch. So extend, feel the shoulders extending. Blow across the whole arm. Relax. Extend. Again, extend, deep breath. And one last time. Oh, I think I'm getting lightheaded. And just relax. Yeah, just relax. Just relax. And just let it swing. Right? Pull the spine and release. Turn. Right? Have that turn. Okay, and then two hands, right? Two hands. The body's still turning a little. You still got that little wiggle. Okay, and then switch to forward. And so from here, come rising and out. Relax the hip, relax the waist, rising and out. Okay, and then switch to one side. Just one hand at a time, left or right, right? One hand, and then switching. Other hand. Keep the elbow down, keep the shoulder blades relaxed. Feel the abdomen. Right? Yeah. Breathing from the dantian. Or sinking the breath to the dantian. Right? Right? So you can feel the hands scooping. Right? So again, going back to that beginning where you can change the palm. Doesn't just have to be open, right? But you could twirl, right? So it starts to spiral. Right? Right? So you're starting to spiral like this. Right? So it has that scooping, leading with the index finger, coming out, right? Scooping. Right? It even involve the thumb. Make sure even the thumb. Right? Until if you wanted to, right? You could make that fist here. You could squeeze and come out, right? And then open one at a time. Right? Make a fist, squeeze, and then come out. Right? And if you wanted to do the Ningokin, right, where the middle knuckle sticks out, and squeezing, so you can really get that tight squeeze and open one at a time. Right? So you can really see how you can modify. Right? It's the same teacup, and you can modify the hand movement. movement, and I'm going to just switch to the other side. I'm just going to start off open palm first. I'm just going to set my teacup in, make sure I'm rubbing against the rib cage right here. This is my left side, so I'm stimulating stomach and spleen, and slowly start letting the fingers wrap and twirl and spiral, and making sure I'm involving my thumb. Okay. So start holding and twirling, and then eventually starting to make a fist coming up. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Here, reminding myself to pull my spine and release. And pull my spine and release. And then I'm just going to end a little bit more relaxed. And I'm going to switch to the other side, but go back. So now going back and back. And do the same thing. I'm going to start rolling my fingers, rolling my palms. Right, so I get more of that rounded motion. Until I can start making a fist, right? Making a fist, and opening, making a fist, and then opening, making a fist, and opening, making a fist, and opening. Right, so going from just open palm to starting to round and move the fingertips and spiral to making a fist, just a regular fist, or squeezing, letting that middle knuckle stick out so you can really squeeze, right, and work the hand. Yeah. Right? Could be two together, could be individual. Right? When you come here and you make that fist, you can see how you can massage right here. You can kind of gently press into the body, massage. Right? And come across rib cage. Right? And not too tight fist, but you can massage. Right? So if I do one side, right, I can rub across the body. Right? I can make that fist to massage, just a circle. I can, as I'm turning, if I'm making that fist, right, and I can massage here, right? So teacup, and I want to turn away, that helps the hand. And if I make that fist, I can massage the kidneys. So I could come all the way back to the kidneys, massage the kidneys, and then come through. Right? So instead of letting the hand fall, right, keep the hand with the body as I turn, just massaging the kidneys and coming out. So it could just stay right here, right? It's still a teacup movement. And I could go the other way, right? But just stay with the body. If I stay with the body, right? Massaging the body, right? Using all of this, either open hand or with the fist. I could just make a loose fist so that the knuckles, right? The knuckles can press in. If I go lower, I'm going to hit the psoas muscle. Right? So if my hip point is here, right? I could come all the way down here, right? Massage there. So these rolling movements, right? You can use it to help massage the body. Right? You could come all the way across. I could do palm, open palm, right? That nice soothing motion against the stomach, the abdomen. Right? I can turn and press a little bit if I need a little bit more. I could go back and forth, and I could change the direction. Right? So all comes out of just these movements, right? And the teacup movements, and you just start relaxing and playing with them and seeing what comes out. And so if I go down, right, I can, the hip bone, and catch my psoas muscle. And so if I added a stretch to that, if I came back from here, right, and massage back while I'm stretching, right. I can feel that stretch over here because even my psoas muscle is really tight, right? So yeah, you can see a lot of things, right? If I'm higher, I'm just doing the rib cage, right? One way or the other way, right? Both ways. And or I could be cutting through that, right? So I can change the height wherever I want, right? If I turn away while the hand spins, then that's how I can get to the back from here, right? And then I can massage back here, right? And I can go all the way. I can feel it where the wrist helps that massage, right? From here. And then it turns into here, right? So you can join all these movements and just layer what you're doing over each other, right? So it could be like way up here, right? Just the top over here. Just have to go and look at the acupuncture chart, right? Where are you massaging? What points are you opening up, right? What organ flows, what meridians, and such. And there's usually an index, you know, to tell you. And it'll be like L for lung. I think SP is spleen. K is kidney, and there's some that have to start with the same letter, so you have either one letter or two letters, right, of what they do to stimulate, and then you can just reference, like, oh, you know, there's multiple kidney points, there's multiple lung points, like what's the difference of stimulating one or the other in there. Okay, so teacups, yeah, just teacups, yeah, one way and then the other way, and coming through. Okay, so let's go back to holding objects. Whatever object you have around, just grab the fan. The fan is always fun, right? The folding fans are always fun because you can start off just closing them and holding stick. Right? You could use cooking chopstick, anything, right? Just learning how to hold. And when you hold it, it's that light, loose feeling, right? You're not choking it, not too loose where it's falling, and you can feel your hand, right? If you start doing this and making a fist, you can feel your hand kind of doing the same thing while you're holding it. It's not just stuck in one position, but you can feel your hand starting to play, right? And loosening, right? So same thing, right? It could loosen and grab, loosen and grab from here, right? Loosen and grab and loosen and grab. So the grip is dynamic, right? As we're moving. Okay. So it can be closed, it can be open. And when you're holding that object, it really shows you have to turn the body. Right? Let the body move. Your hand back and forth. The arm pretty much is up and down. It's just a slight movement left or right. It's the body that's turning, the waist, the spine, up and down. Okay? And switching. So doesn't matter if you're coming forward, right? Practice rising. Practice going back. The same movement, just that you're holding an object open or closed. And just switch. Just take your time and switch back and forth. Yeah. And you can do the same things, right? We could come out and extend. Come back, right? Blow on the hand, same movement, and then come forward, right? Come down, extend, just that you're holding that object now. And it's gonna, because you're holding a big object, right? You can't be lazy. You're gonna hit yourself, right? So it has to turn. And this shows you, right? It emphasizes, oh, which way is your palm turned, right? Is it straight up and down, or is it at an angle, right? Does it matter? So you can do the exact same movements. And of course, the fan is fun because you can practice closing and figure out where you're going to open, right? And The fan can be just letting go, right? Depending on your fan, you could just let go, right? Or you could feel your fingers sometimes trying to come down, right? And the snap. So those snaps, that's the ha, right? So the breathing in, ha, breathing in, ha, that ha, right? That's that little boom, and then it flows, right? Ha, ha, ha. And you get that little ha, that little snap, right? Ha, ha, and then that snap back to grab, right? So it could just drop, right? Or it could be that ha, and then the snap back, right? To catch. Yeah, and these fans, right, they're just a nut and bolt. So if it's too tight, you might have to loosen it, or as you play it, so you can loosen. But yeah, fan is nice. So if you want more, right, you use a weight or something from here. So let's see, what time is it? So let's add the walking today, right? So just hold the object, and you just want to walk in a circle. Right? Just pick up, right, nice and upright, and remember to turn. So going back and reviewing, right? We want to let the waist turn. So as we turn, we can pick up the leg. So once we turn to release the leg, then we can turn the other way, right? And step, right? And to pick up that leg, we have to turn, then that leg can pick up, right? And then if we want to walk in a circle, right, we're not going to turn, but then turn a little bit to pick up the back leg, and want to walk in a circle, so we have to turn, right? And then we keep on turning into the waist, right? And keep on turning. So when we walk in a circle, you start pulling the spine in one direction, right? So I'm pulling the spine, right? And every time I pick up the leg, my body can turn. Every time I pick up the leg, I'm releasing that tension, but I keep that turn, just pulling the spine and sinking into that hip joint, folding into that hip joint, folding into that hip joint. So once I did that first turn to release the leg, right, then I can keep on turning in that one direction. So when we want to turn the other direction, right, we're walking in one direction, we pick up the leg, and then we have to just turn and fold, right? And that leg starts pointing the other way, and then we just pull the spine in the other direction. We just keep pulling the spine, pick up the leg, and then we can walk in a circle. So if you want to turn in the other direction, right? And this leg, right, this leg is going to turn, so I'm going to pick up and turn, and now it's going to point in the other direction. Okay, and I want to turn in the other direction, right? So this leg has to turn out, right? And just turn. So it can be a tight circle, or it can be a really large circle. So I'm going to turn. And then I want to turn, pick up that outside, that becomes the outside leg, and turn, right? So whichever way you want to turn, when that leg picks up, and turn. You can't turn unless you release that hip. So that first turn to release that leg, right? And now once it releases, we can turn any way we want, right? So I could just keep on turning, right? Pick up the leg, right? Turn, right? Pick up the leg and turn, right? And that's the change of direction. So if we're doing the teacups, right? Right? And pick up the leg and step, and I keep on turning, and you just keep on turning while you're doing the teacup, with or without an object, right? I want to go the other way, right? And pick up and turn. And turn. Yeah. So you practice the walking, the turn, right, by itself, and you practice the teacup by itself, and then you put it together. And so you're doing the teacup. The fan helps to show what I'm doing. The teacup, and then right here, right, lift and turn, and then just keep on turning. Right? And I'll make a bigger circle, but I'm pulling my spine. I keep pulling my spine, and just doing the teacup move, just taking my time doing teacup move till I come back to the front, right? And then I'm just going to switch hand, right? Do the teacup on the other side. And then right here, I can pick up that leg and turn. And just keep turning, just keep pulling my spine in that direction while I'm doing the teacup move. I can make small circle or large circle till I come back to the front. Right? And then I can switch hands. As I pick up the hand, I can turn. Right? We're going to turn. So I'm shifting, pick up the leg, and pull the spine. And just keep pulling the spine in that direction. Yeah. So whenever that other leg picks up, right, then we could turn. And as soon as that leg picks up, if you want, you could just turn. Right? And then you're going the other way. Right? As soon as the other leg picks up, I can turn in the other direction. Right? So if my back to you, right, if I pick up my right leg, I'm going to turn to the right and just keep pulling my spine to the right. And pick up my left leg, I can pull to the left. And I'm going to change direction. And pick up the right leg, I can pull my spine back to the right. And you can do it at any time, right? Pick up the left leg, pull my spine back to the left. So as I pull my spine, right, the leg turns, and I add a little turn too, right, to emphasize that. So emphasize it really turns and spirals. So the whole body is spiraling, right, that way. Right? So at any time you pick up the leg, you can turn direction. Anytime. Right? I pick up one leg, right, I can turn direction. I pick up the other leg, I can turn direction. Right? Pick up the other leg, I can turn direction. So you can, to structure your drill, right? You decide what is your front, right? Do one circle and then switch to help you orient. But after a while, it's not about which way you're facing, it's about just being able to turn at any time. Right? So you could take 2 steps, or see, I can't do it, I need more structure. Right, I can turn, but right here, right, I could turn. Right? So immediately you could switch. Right? Anytime you pick up a leg, you can turn in that direction. Right? And turn. Right? So it could be zigzag. Right? You could circle and then switch. And you have to let go. To do that, you have to let go. Right? If you're holding that tension in your joints, it's hard. So that right, that helps you to release when you turn. Right? From there, and that little will help you drop and turn, and you feel that sink, that right? So that as I turn, and then I'm getting ready to turn, yeah. So if you have the fan open, turning, turning, then rising. The rising, right? The rising move is really nice. I just love that feel when it's rising because it's just like you lifting and carrying something, right? And it has that scooping, and then that rising. You can imagine like it's leading you, especially when you're rising, like something's pulling on the sword or the fan, right? And it's just dragging you along. Right? When you start rising, like it's pulling, like it's flying up. You can just take your time. I like to just take my time as it's rising, like it's leading, like you're holding on to the tail of a bird. Yeah, and it's just going, and you're just going with it, and then slowly, and you can redirect it down, and then it starts rising, right? And it's pulling you from there. Yeah, it's that nice feel. It's interesting how it's a different feel of coming down, right? Doing the down movement to that rising movement, spiraling up, right? And then down and spiraling up in the front, or spiraling down in the front and then rising. Yeah, they're both different kind of movements. Right? But you can, going back, right? There's that round movement. Right? There's that round movement, right? So teaching this, you don't think, we don't think teacups, but that's what we're doing, right? And then we just put it into objects. Yeah, and make sure you're doing left hand, right hand, so we get that exercise in both hands. Relax the shoulder, drop the elbow. And make sure the other hand is resting or can be moving, but it's contacting the body. So even though I'm holding an object, my elbow can still gently catch the body, even though I can't come all the way in, right? Because I'm going to hit myself from here. But the elbow can still connect to the body, coming through the movement. Yeah, I can still, this thing can still connect, and then it can spin out. Right here, I can just kind of depends, but I can still kind of touch if I wanted to tuck the elbow in. Right here, I can tuck the elbow in so the elbow can touch the body. Yeah, over there. Okay, so today connecting that round movement with the teacups, right? Understanding it's the same movement, holding object and then adding walking. Yeah? Whether you walk forward or just walking in a circle. And you don't have to make the turn so obvious, but you still have to pick up, even if it's walking, still put your mind right in your hip and be aware you're picking up the leg, right? It has that little snap, you're picking up the leg, picking up the leg. It still has that turn and pulling the spine, right? Pulling the spine one direction and then pulling the spine in the other direction and letting go and pulling the spine in the other direction. Okay? All right. Any question? Yeah, so just have to play and have fun, and then it'll slowly come. Yeah, it'll slowly come, and yeah, fan is always fun, right? But like I said, you can turn it into that more therapeutic, right? Using some kind of weight, or even using the hand grip. Right? If I had both my weights, right, I could do two hands at one time. And just really, the trick is with the weights, you have to just relax the shoulder. Right? Keep the shoulder down, let the elbows tuck in. Right? Because you're adding that resistance, right? Shoulders down, elbows tucked in. And this will help to really work this whole area when you're using the weight from there. Yeah, you really feel that shoulder area working. Yeah, there's so many different exercises. I start to neglect one exercise and oh, the body doesn't forgive me. But this is actually a very good therapeutic exercise for the shoulder area, using the weight. So same thing, right? 6 to 8 reps, 3 times, 8 to 10, whatever your comfort level is. And sometimes I'll just practice passing, right? So it's just one and one, or do 1, 2, 3, and then pass, right? Rising, or just switching direction at any time. And I'm not showing that big turn, but you have to turn. Inside the joint, you are turning. And do it nice and smooth. When you hold the weights, do it nice and smooth. What?
Like babies.
Yeah. So any weight. And then, yeah, I like to challenge myself with the kettlebell. With the kettlebell, I really have to go a lot slower because you have to adjust. Everything really has to adjust and keep my mind on my lower dantian, relax my hip joints, because it's way more dynamic because that weight is swinging out, right, from there. But yeah, kettlebells are fun to do this with. Can't remember where I even got this from. I got it off Facebook or Craigslist. I know I ordered one off the internet because the shipping really wasn't too bad. I was surprised. But for me, this is a 5 pound weight, but a 1, 2 pound weight would be good too. I'm not in shape to be able to do the 10 pound weight these days. Yeah. But whatever you have around, the house, you don't have to get real expensive equipment. You really want a challenge, do it on the balance board. I don't know where my balance board is. You could stand on the Bosu board and do this, and it's going to shift, and you just work everything at one time. Yeah. All right, let's close it up. Yeah, relax, just shake it out, or do loose teacups, right? Just to shake it out, right? Just to relax. Yeah, just to relax, just shake it out both directions. Yeah, nice large movements. Yeah, sorry, I'm behind on my posting my videos. I actually have them up. I just have them unlisted because I have to get the titles and everything corrected. I can't let them fall too far behind like last time. Yeah. Okay. Nice, relaxed breath. Okay. Connect with that sun in the sky. Relax the facial muscles, but smile from the heart. Relax and expand the joints. Sung. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Let all the tension go while you lightly expand in every direction. Any distractions, acknowledge, and then bring yourself back to your meditation. Remember, we meditate to clear the minds. We're trying to get to the point where we can think of one thing. Slowly open your eyes, rub your hands. Warm up your eyes. Brush your scalp front to back. Just massaging scalp front to back. Yeah. Just massage the top of the forehead and the temple, and then go straight back and let it go. Right, center of the temple, the forehead, straight back massage, straight back, and then right around the eyebrows. You have a lot of tension. Sometimes I use the knuckles. Just scrape. Right. Yeah. Scrape. And then work your way down right on the inside here, right on the jaw. And you open and close your mouth, and you can feel the joint. And then you can just scrape that down. All the way down. You can use your thumb. Just scraping down where the pinky pointing up, right? That's the orientation. Right? Could be open and just scraping down, or you could go under the jawbone and scraping. Right? It's the same thing. Sometimes I just use that knuckle and I just scrape and it's just taking your time. And you can feel the lumps and the bumps, right? Those knots. You don't realize we have knots over there. Yeah? But just scraping. You can do one side at a time or two sides. Right? Just alternate and just take your time. Yeah, so the jawbone, right? You can do above or you could do under. Right? Just like a squeegee. Just to help. Yeah, squeegee that fascia. Just imagine you squeezing all the tension out. And just take your time and do it. Yeah. This one I can feel my TMJ slowly letting go. And it's because I can open up my jaw now a little larger where it clicks and gets stuck. Before I couldn't even get it to that point. But yeah, I have to be careful. It goes pop. And it's sore, but I realized, oh, that actually means it's letting go because I can open a little larger from there. Yeah. And then just warm that up. Just create and just warm that up. So your palms, the heat from your palms, energy of your palms can really do a lot to help melt all that stress and tension away. So you have time. You do these for longer poses, longer holds. Really let that sink in. And when you're going to sleep, just let that sink in. When you're watching TV, just hold and rest like that, right? Not doing anything else. Yeah. And especially after a practice, you can all that chi and energy and heat flowing in the palms. So it's a good time to do this kind of healing. Like I said, on your own, you can do that longer. Okay. So that first lesson, breathe and let it go. Right? Breathe in, push the knees back. Yeah, so practice that sync, and where everything unlocks, right? All the joints unlock. So you practice that, it'll help you to unlock the joints, especially the knee joints. When you do the Tai Chi, the standing, they'll say, oh, unlock the joints. So you practice that. Nice breath in and right? Then that will go. Okay, right hand, left hand. Oh, thank you. I've got a phone call coming through right now. Perfect.